Hello humans! Today I'm going to tell you about everything that I wish I knew sooner in Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. And now that I've had close to a week of gameplay under my belt, I thought I would share these tips that I found very helpful. I have shared some of these on TikTok, so make sure you're following me there. It's Cybernova, or here I'll be posting shorts, but make sure you are subscribed because I have a lot more videos coming on Story of Seasons and other cozy games in general. So first things first, some items in the Windmill take a very long time to process. So the first thing you should be doing every day is bringing stuff to process. You actually do not have to buy expensive fertilizer from the shop. You can process it from weeds that you collect. So if you're wondering why is there so many weeds around, what do I do with these? You can turn them into fertilizer. Now something else I wish I knew sooner is to not sell all of these forageables that I've been collecting, because once I hit spring 17, I was actually able to unlock a quest, and you will see this quest pop up in the bottom right corner of your map, and it will be next to the river that is across from Gabriel's house, and this will unlock the Sprites dwell. So once you click on the quest, it will give you this information: hop across the islets of rivers southeast of town to find a barrel. By jumping on it and using your glider, you can reach new areas. A strong wind at your back will help you explore further. So first of all, people were having trouble with this on TikTok. Make sure the wind is strong enough that day, and you can check the strength of the wind in the top right corner of your map. And it actually did take me a few tries to actually make it across. So if you fail, don't worry, but you can see on the attempt where I finally make it across, don't worry about going high enough. Just try to get your glider far over to the right. You can see it looked like I was about to die in the water, but I made it across. And then once you have unlocked this area, you can share with all the nature sprites that you see across the map. So instead of just greeting them, you can actually share items. So all of them collect different things. So the sprite that is located directly on your farm is one that you can share forageables with. And you can see here, this is Ivy. When you click share forageables, they're bonus items. And the more items you share, you will level up, which means as you are foraging and collecting items across the map, they will be higher quality. So you go from 0.5 to 1 to 1.5 to 2 at every 4 consecutive levels. So make sure that you are donating the bonus items to get an even higher boost. This will also help you make a lot more money at the bazaar if you decide to sell any of those items or craft recipes from those items. Something else I wish you knew sooner is that these little clods of dirt that you see across your map, you can actually hit with your hoe to get items. And a lot of times there are some very expensive metals that you can pop out at the ground with your hoe. So make sure if you pass any of these dirt clods that you try to hit them with your hoe, because they do respawn in different areas across the map. I've also seen one next to the mayor's house and behind the general store. Make sure you guys are harvesting those. Did you know that harvestables such as ores and flowers will actually respawn after you have already collected them throughout the day? So you can see that I originally harvested all of these between 2 to 3 o'clock, and then I came back later at night and peeped the time, and look, everything has respawned again. So keep that in mind as you're foraging to check those spots later on too. We have ores in a couple of different spots across the map. The closest one to your house is going to be next to Lloyd's cabin, and there are 3 respawns. And again, you can see I came back to harvest again at night, and they had completely respawned 7 hours later. There is also an ore spawn next to the sprite's house. So if you have double jump, you can access it, or you can take your glider across. But either way, these are very lucrative things for you to know. So as you're going about your day, you may notice that your stamina is lowering. When we start the game, our stamina is very low and it runs out very quickly. But did you know that in your house, you can actually take a bath to recover about half of your stamina? And taking a bath will take 30 full minutes, but it is so helpful. So the second that you notice your stamina hits half, run to your shower and take a shower, and this will respawn after several hours, so you can take more than 1 shower a day. So that's why I recommend that as soon as you notice your stamina is low, that you run back to your house and take a shower. Upgrading your bazaar is very important if you want to not only unlock new characters, but new vendors as well. And if you're wondering how to clear the mountain path that is blocked by boulders, once you upgrade your bazaar, not only will the bazaar committee come to town so you get to meet Diana, but Arata will come to town. And the second he comes to town, he actually is looking for somewhere to live, so he goes ahead and just clears the boulders blocking the path for you. Thank you so much, Arata, because this area has new forageables, and that's also where Arata is going to live. So if you're interested in romancing Arata, you will need to find him there. Now the bazaar is also where you can do things such as purchase livestock, and there is a stall called Ramon's, and he has a lot of exciting things for your your farm Ramon's critters. You can buy animals, you can buy pets when you reach a certain level, and as you level up the bazaar, what he has in stock will actually change at his shop, including what types of animals. So at the very beginning of your game, you start out with a lamb, llama, chicken, and calf, and the bare minimum you should bring is 4,000 gold if you want to try to add more animals to your farm. I highly recommend starting out with a couple of chickens and a cow. A lamb is great for wool, but the very beginning immediate quests require you to have milk and eggs. So once you purchase an animal here, you can actually name it at the shop, and then the animals will automatically appear in your barn once you get back to your farm. So just walk in your barn and you will see them all there waiting for you. There are recipes that you can find only in characters' houses. So there are secret recipes hidden all over Zephyr Town. So if you go to June's house, there are actually 2 recipes. If you go to the bookshelf on the right here, you can find the recipe for toast. And then if you go around to the side of her house on the left, you will actually find a recipe for ice cream, which is a liked gift for Diana and a loved gift for Gabriel. Wow, is this? It is ice cream. How did you know I love this stuff, C? You're the best. So because it is a loved gift, it's going to give us a very big heart increase. And then in Gabriel's house, you find the recipe for his ultimate favorite gift, which is omelet rice, right there on the bookshelf. As you walk into his house, just go straight back. You find the recipe for herb pasta in Jules' house. Just run to the bookshelf in his living room and you will find it. Very healthy. You will also need that recipe for one of his quests, so keep that in mind. In Lloyd's house, if you go to the left of his cabin, you'll find a recipe for focaccia bread. And in Freya's house, you'll find the recipe for cafe au lait. And I will keep you guys updated if I find any more. Now, we all know you can only gift characters 1 item per day. So here you can see I gave Sophie a blue moon flower, and when I try to give her a second one, and dialogue will actually pop up from the character that you're trying to gift, and they will say, oh, you already gave me plenty, and you can't do it. But what if you're panicking because there is a quest or an event that you need to give a character something for? Guess what? That is the only exception to this rule. If there is an event like Honey Day, for example, here, and you need to give a character honey to show your feelings, don't worry, you can give them a second gift, but again, only if it is for a holiday or a special event, and you will get that second heart increase as well, just so you guys know. You can also get recipes by eating things at the cafe that you purchase, and it won't give you the recipe every single time, so you may have to purchase certain dishes more than once to get it. But if you eat a dish, you will get the notification that it gave you a recipe right away. It will say, learn the recipe for whatever the dish is. And the higher quality the dish, the more stamina and special effects it will have, so keep that in mind. And some recipes you will actually receive in your mail as rewards. You can see here I received sushi from the mayor, a dish I couldn't find in the restaurant, but once I ate it, it gave me the recipe. Cafe, you should visit daily because they get new dishes in very frequently. And again, if you want to increase your hearts with certain characters, you can only do that through some very specific dishes that you have to cook. So it is worth setting aside some money to be constantly purchasing new recipes. Now keep in mind, the shop is closed, the general store, on Friday and Saturday, which is a complete nightmare when you don't have a very big inventory. I made that mistake when I first started playing. I had no space to bring stuff to the bazaar because my inventory was completely full. And the shop was closed. I couldn't sell stuff in time, so make sure that you check out the shop before the weekend hits. And speaking of having very low inventory space at the beginning of your game, did you know that you can actually just leave items you've already processed in the windmill? So if you know you have a very limited inventory, I highly recommend just keeping things like fertilizer and other things that you process there until you need to bring it to the bazaar. This will save you so much frustration. And one last little farming tip, if you've ever had a really busy day on your farm and you actually let your animals out to forage for the day, and maybe you got busy, you forgot about them, it doesn't mean you love them any less, but if you end up going inside of your house and going to bed while your animals are still in the field, and you were just gravely concerned about what's going to happen, and this happened to me within the first couple of weeks of me playing, but look here, my animals were just fine the next day, but there is a consequence because if you go back inside your barn or in the field, you're gonna notice you don't actually get any of their collectible items. So no eggs, no milk, but your animals are okay. I hope you guys found this helpful. I will also be posting some more videos coming up, but my next video is going to be the ultimate and complete gift guide. So for those of you whose focus is marriage and romance and raising your heart level, make sure you're subscribed because you don't want to miss it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, humans. Goodbye.